The blue one is pretty decent. They go away to Fulham. Now, what do you guys think? I mean, Fulham are a weird team.
I'm clutching at straws here, and I mean clutching at straws. 12:30 kickoff can be a strange
Clutch.
time. So I'm clutching this.
Clutching's a good one. All right.
It's all right.
All right, yeah, give it 6. That's one.
So
12:30 kickoff.
It's their second one. I'm clutching at straws here. Is that it's their last home game of.
Oh, good one.
Okay, all right.
Last
home game.
Clutching there, like, you know.
Anything else?
They have beaten us. If you're not on the game, we weren't on our game that day. They turned us over.
All right.
Yeah, good. That's 3, isn't it?
No, I've got one more clutch.
3,
right. They have got goals in their armoury, and Manchester City have conceded a few chances.
Okay, that's 4.
So there's my clutch.
Got a 5th one. There's a 5th. They've got
Go on.
a couple of ex-Arsenal players.
I've got Arsenal players.
Iwobi.
Leno,
Leno
Iwobi and Willian.
All right, Willian.
So there's my clutch.
Anything else? We got anything?
I'll tell you what. It's a lovely stadium. It's a nice place for them.
Can we clutch on to anything else?
Yeah, we can look at
Clark,
we can look at Man City's performances, not their results. Their results have been phenomenal, which is why they've got the points total. But even look, they smashed Wolves at the end of that game. However, it all started with a penalty that should never have been given, and that kind of put them on a roll. A lot of their other performances up to then haven't been that great, or at least not as good as ours. So it's half a clutch there that it was never a penalty for their first goal.
Yeah, but you could argue that people were saying that about our first goal as well. I mean, we are clutching. Right?
Yeah, we are clutching.
But the one thing I would say, Fulham are a strange team. They've taken some big scalps this season. I think they smashed Tottenham as well, didn't they?
They
beat 4-0 big scalps.
Yeah.
They took
They're beating United,
now.
aren't they? They're beating United.
They're beating United.
Remember they gave Liverpool a tough game at Anfield, not at home.
I think they lost United. I think we were watching that game. Remember in Newcastle, we watched it in the lounge before we. I'm sure it was Fulham, and United scored right at the end. They deserved to lose.
Yeah, I do.
But they
seem to think something about
But
that
I think United scored right at the end of that game.
Yeah.
So
personally, I don't think. I can't see it, but
I think it's our best. Look, the other clutch. And it's not really a clutch, is out of the 3 teams that City are playing, I think that's the best opportunity.
I don't.
When you look at the other 2, you think,
I don't.
Who do you think is?
Spurs.
I'll leave it out, please.
Spurs. I'm telling you, that is the game that I feel. If City are to slip up, I know it seems crazy because Spurs have been so bad, but hear me out a little bit on this one.
It's more clutches.
Oh, no, I've got a clutch.
Yeah. This is my clutch. This is my clutch on the Spurs one, right? Is that it's all right for the fans to say they really don't care about winning that game, right? And I do get it, right? Because we'd be saying the same if it was us, yeah? But for the players, the horrendous performances they've had, they smashed as we saw last weekend by Liverpool. They've now lost their last 4 games. They've got Burnley at the that won't be an easy game for them either, because Burnley are fighting for their lives. You know, Burnley, if they don't win that game, if they get a draw or loss, they're down, right? So they're going to go for it, right? Spurs just can't keep losing games. Now, the players, pride-wise, they're going to want to win that game against City, or at least get a draw. And the manager, this is the guy now where I really think he's going to be saying to his players, we've got to win this game, because that result, whilst the fans and all that they'd have a laugh at it and say this and that, the owner's going to start looking at that and say, right, I'm not saying Andrew's going to get sacked or anything before the end of the season, but the owner's going to start looking at that and thinking, we finished the season horrendously, man. All right, say they beat Burnley, but might look at it and say, boy, out of our last 7 games, we lost 5. Boy, you know what I mean? You know what? Ange don't start next season well. Might have to start looking for someone else. Remember that kind of happened to Emery? Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right? So I think in that game, maybe the fans ain't going to be, they're going to be mixed, in their emotions regarding that game. But certainly I feel that the players will be motivated to try and win that game. And certainly the manager's going to be motivated to try and win that game. Just because of their record that they've had. I know it's a similar thing with Man United against us, but Man United, with their injuries and that, and they're in a really poor place at the moment. Spurs don't really have all those injuries. They're just underperforming. if they do turn up in a game and they do their counter-attacking, and every now and again for Spurs that comes off, where they score. Remember when they went to Man City earlier on this season?
2-3.
Yep.
Do you remember their team? They had no centre backs.
No, they had no centre
They were
backs.
missing Van der Ven. They were missing Romero. I think they had to play like Emerson Royale as a centre back, and they still got a result. Sometimes you just have teams that have a little bit of a sign.
Nice clutch.
So I've got a couple of clutches in that one. I
Right,
don't know.
I'll tell you, there's another clutch. This is a big clutch. Right, it's a big clutch, right?
Clutching
right.
at straws.
We're clutching at a big
Episode.
bunch of hay, right? You know what I mean? It's a bunch of hay, this one, right? How it can work out. If Tottenham beat Burnley on Saturday, right? Aston Villa are playing Liverpool,
Yeah.
right?
Easily lose that.
So Liverpool win that
No, but
game.
it's at Villa.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
still
say
easily
Liverpool
lose
win
it.
that. Liverpool win that, right? There's 3 points in it. Okay. If they were to beat Manchester City, they'd be level on points going into the last game of the season. Right?
With Villa.
With Villa will have an advantage because there'll be still 3 points in
They've got
front.
Sheffield United last game. at
Sheffield
home.
United at home.
Who?
No, Sheffield
Spurs.
United away have got Tottenham.
Yeah. Tottenham's got Sheffield
And-
United away, haven't they? But they're
And Aston Villa's last game is away to inform Crystal Palace.
I like that clutch.
yeah.
So-
then we want Spurs. So then we. This is
So you want Spurs to beat Burnley.
Yes.
And then you want Liverpool.
which is what you said opposite last week when I said I want Spurs to win. You said I will never want Spurs
No,
to win, and I was arguing for exactly
I'm
that.
I'm not saying it. I'm just. I'm,
You said
I'm
you
putting out
just-
a clutch.
you just
I'm
said
just saying
you
it's
wanted
a-
Spurs to win.
If you want to win
in
on
this
Tuesday
scenario,
night.
Yeah, I want
in
them-
a scenario. Look, listen,
I want them to beat Burnley.
this is in the greatest scenario ever.
Yeah.
Like beat Burnley.
Yeah.
Then Aston Villa beat. Liverpool beat Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Spurs beat Manchester City.
Yeah.
Right. And then Aston Villa beat Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Happy days.
I like
Yeah.
this.
It is
I like,
good.
your
Yeah.
one's good.
Yeah, it is
So that
good.
is a clutch.
I actually feel this has almost been like therapy because I've started off thinking when you asked that question that there's there's a glimmer of chance. Let's just grab onto something, and now I feel that we're just going to walk the league, and let's plan a party.
No, but hold on. We've still got. I think out of the two teams that could stop City, it's more likely to be Spurs.
Particularly if they've got champions. Forget about the fans.
I
If
see-
you're a player, you've got an opportunity to play Champions League football, right?
More money for it, isn't it?
Or Europa. You know what I mean? Like, the mentality is I ain't worried about what Arsenal are doing. I want to play
Yeah,
Champions League
If they
football.
got a chance of,
There's a difference
if
between
they got a
playing
glimmer
and
of
fans.
Champions League, they're going to go
Of
for
course
it.
they are. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you've got players in that team at Tottenham at this moment in time. Clutching again here. It's
Yeah,
another
go on.
clutch. It's another clutch. I
think we're up to 10 now.
We're up to 10. Will maybe never get an opportunity to play Champions League football again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if they don't get that, the manager could turn around and say, "Do you know what, Maddison? I'm just using Maddison as thing. You've done well for me, but you're not quite. I'm going to go and get somebody else, and you coming out.
Got
of
another
it.
one to clutch.
Clutch,
at.
another clutch.
Got another clutch.
Another
so somebody,
clutch,
player like Maddison, who 3 months ago was nailed on for the England team
He's in trouble.
in the squad. He's in trouble now. He's going to now go and put in a great performance against Man City.
Yeah, he's in the shop window.
He's in it. Yeah. He's
You're
for the
back, in,
England.
you're back in the squad.
I think he must be worried about his England place.
Yeah, because at the moment, surely he's staying at home.
Yeah, I think
But if
Carl
he- if
Palmer's
he-
come through.
Yeah,
And he, like, you know.
if he goes and he puts in a brilliant performance against City,
And Burnley.
Gareth Southgate sat there in the stands. Gareth might say, "Do you know what? No, I'm still taking him." Listen, they're professionals,
Yeah.
right? And they're gonna wanna put in a performance, and they'll be sort of like afterwards. Yeah, it's a shame that Arsenal, this benefits Arsenal, but we won for ourselves.
So we're also forgetting West Ham. Are we giving West Ham no chance?
No chance.
Well, it'll be his last game.
Yeah, I know. There's a little
straw for West Ham. It's his,
The straw
It's a
for
little
West
bit of
Ham,
grass.
right? The straw for West Ham is tiny, mate, because that game's at the Etihad.
Yeah, I said the
And what, in
Etihad.
the Etihad Stadium, right?
He's gonna-
City, winning that game wins them the league.
Or if you remember QPR, had already been relegated.
Yeah,
They
but
only just got away with that.
Yeah, but they didn't. They didn't lose to
They
QPR.
didn't lose,
They
but
came back and won
they
in the
were
end.
very, very close, and it was thanks to
I
really
mean,
Joe Barton.
will Fulham say?
Declan Rice could have a phone call to his
Yeah.
mates and say, "Look, give me the title." Is that
Yeah.
a clutch? Is it a clutch?
Yeah, he's still
You know, he's
thought of-
very good friends with Bowen.
The straws have run out now.
He could actually say to Bowen, you know what I mean, like, I'll have a word with Gareth, you know what I mean? You put in a couple of
I think
forwards.
the straws have definitely run out.
So at the end of this analysis, it looks like City aren't getting any points for the next 3 games.
Well, that would be delightful.
Yeah, it would be delightful.
Well, it'd be great if they lost to Fulham and then lost to Spurs and then we win it. We
Well, we'd have won it.
We won it that
Before
night.
even the last game.
Don't even need it for
Oh
the
my
last
God.
game. Listen, we're clutching.
Yeah, we're really
bro.
clutching.
We'll be
really
clutching at straws
Yeah,
all
we're clutching.
show.
But they haven't got a good record there, have they? I don't think they've even scored a
They've not
goal
scored.
there.
They've scored in the cup there, like, but not in the league.
Yeah.
But listen, do you know what I mean? I just can't see it.